we sitting here at this table share a lot of similarities with being moms in business, and so many of our listeners and our viewers are in that same boat. So what would you say is something that you have left at the door, or that you're attempting to try to leave at the door in order to move forward and be the best version of yourself?
I would say guilt.
Okay.
Just that mom shame.
Yeah.
I do. I come into work sometimes and I'll go in the back and just look at Andy and say, am I a good mom? Because sometimes I feel like my world's falling apart.
Mm-hmm.
And she gives me a pat on the hug and says, you're a great mom. Your kids love you. Move forward. But that's something that I'm really trying hard to leave at the door.
A lot of people have that as like almost like this secret thing where we don't talk about it a lot, but it not only drives a huge part of all the decisions we make in our daily our daily lives, but it also forms our identity in so many ways. That guilt of like, am I a good mom? Did I do things right? Mm-hmm. And you rehash things from the days before.
Over like 1,000 times in your head.
Mm-hmm. What new special way did I fuck my kid up today?
Yeah. I'm like, okay, is that going to live with them for the rest of their life?
Yep. Okay. Well, permanent damage done there, moving right along.
But I do think that not a lot of people talk about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think everybody wants to paint this pretty picture of just perfect life, and I'm perfect. Well, yes. I'm not.
Yeah. I got to tell you, since leaning into Hot Mess Express Jess and just being like, it is a shit show around here, welcome. Mm-hmm. I feel so much more at ease. I don't want to say I've ever been someone that like I feel like I need to put up a front or put on pretenses or whatever. I feel like I've always been pretty myself, but now I'm just like, well, here's what happened today, folks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And
sometimes that feels good just to get it out too.
And you have people go, oh my God, girl, me too. And you realize I'm opening the door for someone else to say, hey, I also don't know what the hell I'm doing. I don't have my shit together. Mm-hmm. We're in this together. Your kids are going to be fine. Your intention matters. Mm-hmm. And just what I say like over and over to myself all day is just do all things with love. Just do all things with love. Yeah, you're going to screw up. Nobody's perfect. But at the end of the day, your kids know you love them. And ultimately, all the decisions you're making and everything you're doing is for the greater good of your family. Mm-hmm. Then, yeah, hindsight's 20/20. We will continue to screw up.
Right.
But
Yep. I look back at my childhood, and there are so many things that I do not remember. Mm-hmm. And I just went on vacation to North Carolina. My brother lives down there. And one of the nights that we were just like sitting on the couch was me and him and then his wife, Jackie. And we talked about that, where we had gone to like Disney. And I think that I was like 12 maybe. So that would have put Grant maybe like 8 or 9. And we look at pictures and I was like, I do not remember any of this whatsoever. So I have all these friends and family that are like, just like this mom guilt of, if I make this decision or if I make this choice, like it is going to just ruin my child's life. And I think to myself, there is like moments in my childhood that are like big moments that I do remember, or if I look at pictures, it'll spark something. But I think in general, I just don't believe that the choices like this, or us going to work, or getting a divorce and leaving an unhappy marriage or an unhealthy marriage, doing those types of things doesn't just trigger like these children to just be like, okay, well,
my childhood is ruined.
Their childhood is ruined, you know? Like, I don't remember what I did in kindergarten whatsoever. Mm-hmm. I barely remember like junior high thing, unless it was major softball games, blah, blah, all these things. Mm-hmm. So I try to think about that whenever I am working. And part of that is also my communication with my son, Jack, is like making him feel like he's a part of, or explaining to him why I do things or choose the, the projects that I'm working on. Because my hope is that he doesn't see it as my mom is a workaholic. He sees it as like, these are the things that my mom did in order for me to then be able to play baseball and have really cool new shoes, or
that's what I was.
Those
or
sacrifices.
You enjoy what you do too.
Yeah,
my boys are getting old enough to where I can explain that a little bit more to them, and they do come to work with me quite often. And they sometimes ask me, well, why were you working so late? Well, I'm working because number one, I love my job. Number two, how do you think you get all this stuff? How can we go on vacation? Right. And just telling them or teaching them, I guess, the value of $1 as well.